All right. So I'm so excited we have Rachel on here, and she is somebody that I look up to in this business a lot. And we got to go to Honduras together, and we're going again this year. So I've gotten really close with her, and she's just an amazing person. She's an awesome distributor. She gets to go to Costa Rica. That's amazing. So I just wanted to start off with just your story. Like, who are you? How did you find this business? What has it done for you? And then we'll get into some questions.
Yes, thank you guys for having me on. Okay. I've been with this company I just celebrated 5 years, which it seems like such a long time, but then when you like actually hit that mark, you're like, wow, it was a breeze. And so I think what's important to know is that who I am like today on this Zoom is just a complete, like I did a complete 360, you guys. So I feel like it's encouraging that you really knew me. I know none of you guys knew me 5 years ago, so I'm going to try to like make you visualize it because there's just so much growth to be done. And who you are today is not who you're going to be next year and the year after that. And I mean, praise God, right? Because I'm so glad I'm not the person I was 5 years ago. But anyways, with that being said, it's been 5 years, and 5 years ago, I obviously life looked a lot different. You know, I've been with my husband since we were 17. We're high school sweethearts, and 3 years into our relationship, we got pregnant and did things completely out of order. Life got flipped upside down. Always wanted to be a mom. I never thought that making irresponsible decisions in my relationship would actually make me be a mom that early. I really, really screwed up. But he saved us. It's just during that moment, you know, we were literally the definition of young, struggling parents on government assistance. I was in college. My parents were paying for my education, so I couldn't drop out, or I totally would be a college dropout. I was forced to stay, so I got pregnant in college, had my son in college, and I graduated in 4 years with my 1-year-old, you know, in the crowd. And so I wasn't looking for It Works because fresh out of high school, someone actually approached me with a different company, and it was so light and easy and super cheap to sign up that I was like, sure, why not? Extra money. And how that company was set up was like, it's what everybody joins this company thinking. It's why they're like, no, I don't want to do that, because it was literally like booklets. You got all these booklets, and then you had to pass them out, and then they placed one order with you. You went and placed that order. It all got delivered to you, and then you have to hand it out. And so I did that going into my freshman year of college, where I'm like partying and doing all these crazy things. I'm just like, Danielle,
What?
you're unmuted, I think, on accident. Okay, but I tried a company and I sucked at it. It was horrible. I lasted 2 months. Because of that, I was so ignorant with thinking like, you know, God forbid it was just a company, and I thought I just couldn't do it. So I wasn't looking for It Works. Someone approached me with it. Actually, I just saw the wrap all over my Facebook by this one girl. She was acting like that was the only product they had. And so I was interested in that product. And when she told me the price, I was like, I just can't. I live paycheck to paycheck. You know, when you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have a kid, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, there's no way I could even afford that and try to even like plead my case to Zach on why I deserve these freaking wraps. So when I expressed that I didn't have the money, she got me to join her team, and the same day. And so that's just, there's a lot in between, but it's just not important. I joined and I didn't have the money. I used our credit card, and I joined with Zach. Wasn't on my side. He was never a brat about it. He just was the typical male of like, sure, do it, but you got to make the $100 back. I don't think it's going to work out, but just make the $100 back, because we didn't have the money to begin with, right? So I joined with my son being 8 months old at the time. I had just turned 22 the same week, so I was fresh, baby, little girl, and I just did it. You guys, at the time, a $10,000 bonus was on the line for going diamond in 3 months. So while I'm in college, starting my senior year, and around my college schedule, I'm serving, I'm waitressing for 10-hour shifts, 3 to 4 days a week, and then I'm trying to be a mom at the same time. And it says my speaker is not working, which is weird. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you. It's kind of choppy. We can hear you, but it's like, I don't know, it's like muffled or like fuzzy, but then it goes in and out of doing that. So it sounds like you might just need to like blow on the speaker, and then maybe it'll be okay or something. I don't know.
Oh, weird. How about now?
Now it's fine.
Good. Okay, I just switched it. Once in a blue moon, it says your speaker is low. Change it. I don't know, and I just click a different thing.
Okay.
I'm good though.
I know, yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to freaking blow. I don't even know where my speaker is.
A regular Mac, I wouldn't know either.
I'm like, oh, pull my speaker. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, anyways, long story short, guys, I was so freaking busy. I was in college full time. I was waitressing full time around that. I was on government assistance. I was a mom. I didn't have the time. Somehow I made the time. And that little bit of time I had, during lecture hall, when my kid was sleeping, during my breaks at work, I was just so freaking intentional. And I needed this so stinking bad. Too many people were like too excited to see me fail. I needed it so bad that I made it work, and I went diamond in 3 months, and that comma in the paycheck changed everything. Just like almost everybody has the same story, because it's true. It's like, it's the real money, the 4 figures in 3 months. It changed everything for my significant other. And when he was on board with like seeing that it was real, it freaking hyped me up. So if your significant other is holding you back right now because you're like, he just doesn't see the vision, and I believe it, it totally sucks when they're not on your side. Make that your number one why. It's like, I wanted to do it for Zach more than my kid, because I knew he was expecting me to not do good at it. And then when he changed his mind of like, oh, the money's real, it made me do even better, because I'm like, heck yeah, it's like I won, and then I just wanted to keep going. It became addicting. So that being said, 5 months in, which was 2 months later, I went double, he went diamond. I did it all. Don't get it twisted. He's never worked the business, but he gave me his support. That's all I needed. And so the bonuses were doubled. We were just doing so awesome. The day after we did those promotions, we quit our jobs. It was crazy. We did it on the same day, and the rest is history. It took us a year after that to go triple, which ended up being like, 16 months in the business. I got pregnant with my second son right after that. And then we went presidential a year after that. And then we went ambassador this month. And, like I said, life obviously looks different. We've grown. We have a beautiful relationship with God. Our kids are growing up in this faith-based home. Like everything, I didn't have a horrible childhood, but they have a childhood that's already better than mine. And we just get to give them the life that a lot of people our age pray for. And so we're 27 now, and we have savings accounts set up. We get to travel. We're about to go on our 3rd missions trip. Like, life is just so freaking good. And I think it's crazy to think of where I was 5 years ago and how like broken and insecure and scared of everything. But yeah, I needed to change so freaking bad that I just stuck it out, and that's where I am now.
I love it. Yay. Okay, good. And yeah, your speaker's working a lot better now. So I think we're good.
Great.
So I love that you said that you stuck it out, and like that people like were expecting you to fail. Comment a 1 in the chat if you feel like you have haters that are like waiting for you to fail. They're like, okay, yeah, like cute little like so-and-so, good luck with that. And like and maybe you're in this business and they're still waiting for you to fail. Like, you've been in for a year and they're still waiting for you to fail. You're like, bro, come on, it's been a year. What's crazy is that you quitting only like proves them right. So if you want to prove them wrong, stick it out. Don't let like any of the negativity get into your head and make you feel like this isn't something that can work for you. People always say like, oh, what, I saw so-and-so do it and it didn't work for them. But I've never seen anybody join this business for an entire year who did not give it 110%, who didn't make their money back or went ruby or diamond. So it's not like a matter of if it'll work for you. It's a matter of if you're going to make it work for you. And if you have to take the bull by the horns, then you have to make it work. Like, this business works for you if you do. And we hear that all the time, but it's so true. And so if you're on this Zoom right now and you're doubting because other people have made you feel that way, don't doubt. Like, this business is like, we're proof that this works. So it's not a matter of if it works or not. It's just a matter if you're going to make it work for you and what your story is going to be, because you get to write your story. So if you want a story like Rachel, then write your story like Rachel. Make that stuff happen. Go ambassador, go triple diamond, do all the things that she's been able to do. Go on mission trips, pay for those in cash without having to do any fundraising. So it's super cool. Okay. So one thing we wanted to talk about on this Zoom was volume. And we're heading into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that good stuff. So Rachel and I both know the Cyber Monday deals already, or not Cyber Monday, Black Friday. We know all those deals already, so we can't tell you what they are, but we're super hype about them. Like, we know the volume that they're going to be. We know the things that are going on, and it's going to be huge. Like, it's going to be really, 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 really good. and it's going to have a ton of volume. Like, we're going to bring in so much extra volume for those promotions you're going for this month, but it's all up to you. Like, obviously it's not just going to flock to you in your e-suite whenever the promotions hit. You're going to have to take action to decide, like, are you going to make Black Friday work for you? Are you going to make this a boom season for your business? Or are you just going to sit back and watch everybody else and wish that that was you? So we're going to get on the offense of this, because we don't want to wait till this happens and be like, oh crap, like, wait, what do we do? Like, what should I be posting? Like, we want to go ahead and talk about that stuff now. So some of the questions that we have just are in general volume boosting tips, because we, like I said, we saw the BV for these, and some of them are 20 BV. Okay, some of the things that are going on, and they've made an announcement last week, and then they said it again this week. If there is ever a promotion of any type, ever, not even just Black Friday, but anytime, that is a 20 BV or like below 25 BV, which is the amount that you have to have for a qualified active loyal customer for them to be able to redeem perks points and shopping sprees, they have to have 25 BV or more for 3 consecutive months for an auto shipment, or the $50 membership fee. But some of the stuff is 20 BV, and in the past they've said, you know what, screw it, like, we'll make those count for customers. Not anymore. It's never going to be a qualified customer unless they hit 25 BV. So if they're not at 25, you have to go and upsell them. So we want to talk about those types of things too, to make sure that every single person that we're enrolling from forever is a qualified active loyal customer. So that was a very long introduction to this question, so I'm going to ask it again. Basically, what are some volume boosting tips? Let's get creative, because we know signed customers, signed distributors help them do the same. But like, what are some tactics that you use maybe with your team that help do that?
Yes, that was, oh my gosh, you just got me hyped all over again. Oh, that's so weird, getting these notifications that like I'm getting notifications when you like change it. I've never seen that before. I always keep it on just my face because I get freaked out when I see everyone else's. Okay, so anyways, yes, I'm so hyped about this, you guys. Okay, so when these things happen, whether it's a promotion or just, I don't know, in general, we take on our team, we're very serious about like those API orders. I do not know what API stands for, but API is like those loyal customers that intentionally go in and place a separate order outside of their auto. And the reason why I love this is because it's extra flipping volume that comes in, and you'll find that people are tied into these auto shipments and they don't even, it's just mind blowing to me how many customers don't go in and like look and see what else we have. They have no idea. So I love when promotions come out, because that is one of the only things I use Connect for. We all like Connect in different reasons, different ways and stuff, but I'm also like a paper, I like things my way kind of thing. So I love Connect for organization tools and messaging for promotions. And so you guys, I want to share something real quick. I'm not going to be that annoying Connect teacher person. No offense to anyone who has, but that's not going to be me. I don't want you to be like, oh, it's going to be one of those. But I just want to show you something, because I thought everybody did this, and I guess they don't. So I started this in January. And you guys can actually take the time to do this. It probably will take you a few hours if you actually did it, but you could start in January 2020. So you guys, with Connect, you know, they have those different groups. At the bottom, when you open up your Connect app, you see all those little people right in the center. If you click that, you guys can create your own groups. And so I started this in January, and so it looks something like this. Okay, mind you, there's a couple random ones that I did not put in there, but it says June 2019 LCs, July 2019, April, August, October, all of them. And let me and then in January, I don't know where that is, but January I did 77. And this is what was so awesome, you guys. This is what was great, that I did that. So every single day or every single month, on the first of every month, I make a folder, and it'll be December 1st. And then when I sign up a customer, I add their contact to that. So then when promotions come out and Black Friday hits, I can create a script and I can send it to each single group. And then it ends up being like 300 plus customers or whatever. And I know they're all from this year, because that's when I started it. And you guys, I rack up so much freaking volume. And I know that you also have a folder that's automatic that says loyals. And I think it's like almost everybody you've signed or whatever, but like, I don't really touch that one, only because there's like 700 bajillion and they're really mean to me. They're from like 2014 and they're so savage. I don't know. It's something about that freaking year. Okay, so what I love about it is I have them all categorized, and then we will make up a script together about all of these crazy deals that are coming. And so I actually just got off of a Diamond Zoom. I do my Diamond Zooms an hour before this, and we talked about like how to prepare for bringing in volume, right? Mind you, not everybody knows about what's to come, but we at least all have a common ground on here is we know that something good's coming and it has volume tacked to it, right? We know that because it's just a given. And so when everything is announced, I mean, and Morgan probably is already being proactive with this, but like you'll literally just create a message, and my message always looks something like this. Honestly, because we've had so many freaking awesome deals in the past 90 days, my message always starts off with like, hey, it's like, I'll say something funny in the beginning, like, I'm totally not trying to annoy you. It's me again. Guess what? It's another deal. I know it's crazy. Sorry. Like, I almost like apologize in like a funny way because I'm freaking annoying. I'm like messaging them every dang time, and it's like all I see in our text conversation. So I like start off by saying something like that, and I'm like, I usually message them before I post it on social media. And I just do that because I know it's easy with them. And I message them and I'm like, I just wanted to tell you guys because you already are, you're a VIP. Like I make them special like that. And then I tell them about the promotion, whatever it is. And I explain why it's so hot. And then at the bottom, I'm like, do you want me to log in and place it for you? And I say something like that. And you guys, I just get so many freaking straight no's or straight yeses. And then I just log in and I place it. And it's so flippin' easy. It's so easy. And I wish I had all of it categorized from 2017 and 16. There was a couple folders that I even missed, and all you have to do is pull up your Gmail and be like, pull up your Gmail and just type in loyal customer, new loyal customer, and it'll bring it all up, and you just scroll until that month or whatever, and just put all of their contacts in. So that's something I have to recommend, you guys. That's what we do right off the bat, and we pull so much volume with API orders. And so when you create a message and then you tell all your team to do it, and then like create a little bit of an incentive like for your team page based on like however many APIs, like I love doing that. Like I do little baby incentives, like the first person to get six APIs or whatever, just because I know that they're going to message for it. And then I like reward them with something, and we're all bringing in so much volume. That's a great volume booster. Another one I just sent, I sent Morgan this through Messenger just like 5 seconds ago. It's the Mocha Dream upsell. And for most of you guys, you're like, I already do this. Some of you guys might not though. This wording is from actually Lachelle. And it's when they are at the last step, and you're at the last step and you're going to enroll them. This has nothing to do with Black Friday. This is just every day for the rest of this month. Try this out, and I bet you'll get a lot of people saying yes. So when I sign up a customer, I usually always sign them up myself. And when I get to that point where the Mocha Dream pops up, I screenshot the picture of congratulations XYZ, and I usually screenshot that where it says their name and the time, and then I scroll down to where you see the price and then a couple testimonies. I don't know if you've ever scrolled down. If you scroll down, they added testimonies. There's a lot of testimonies. It does something. I send both screenshots to the person, and then I send the script that I sent Morgan, so I know she'll share it with you, and it's just basically like, oh my gosh, like it's a freak out. And it's a little bit of fabrication because I say, this only shows up like 1 in every 15 or something. Did you want me to add this on? Whatever. It explains what it's all about. 9 times out of 10, they're like, sure, fine, because you're explaining all of it, that they can't get it again, yada, yada, yada. So that's super awesome too. I do that too. I do the first last name too. And so that's really helpful to the Mocha Dream upsell. I was always signing them through my back office and all these things. And I remember Amber Parker like swiped up on one of my like Instagram stories, and she's like, why don't you do it the other way? You're like automatically counting them out with the Mocha Dream. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am. So that's great too, because it's always like an extra 33 GB. And then I thought I had one tip when it came to upselling. Even when there's not a promotion, I spend like those last 5 days. I hate talking to my customers, guys. I'll be honest. If you don't like staying in contact with your customers because it's a hassle, drop a 2 in the comments. I'm just going to be honest. It's freaking so tiring to think about like checking in with all my customers, because I'm a mass enroller. I'm a mass enroller every month, except for the past couple months. Kind of fell off a little bit, but it's okay. So I don't want to talk to them every single day of the month unless they come to me. That's great. So in my head, I'm like, if I 5th to the last, the 25th until the last day of the month, like really use that for like check mark, like I just check off when I message them and stuff. It's like not hard. It's not hard. I just know, I mean, I'm still working my business, but for the last 5 days is usually prior to the past couple months. Mind you, the past couple months we've had a lot of promotions, so I haven't really had to do this. But prior to that, when we weren't having promotions every other week because they didn't bless us this hard. I would always spend that, and I'd be like, hey, I would do like little things like, hey, just so you know, all of my customers, if they place a separate, my customers that place a separate order, during the last couple days of the month, I'm going to send them a free wrap in the mail or a little Starbucks gift card. I always, every time like we're out at Starbucks, I have Zach like buy $5 Starbucks cards, and I hoard them in my desk for like whenever I need them for like little things like that. You guys, just the point of all of these tips that I'm giving you is I'm always using them to my advantage. If you guys have a goal to meet, if you guys have all of these things, yes, it's great to sign up new customers and new distributors. I'm all for that. But you also need to like pay attention to what you already have, and you need to not rule them out. You guys, I'll just end with this on that part, and then I'm sure Morgan will say stuff. You guys, you can't automatically assume that your customers don't have the money to purchase a separate product, okay? And so what I want to say is in the beginning of this month, I think it was, I don't know, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything, but in the beginning of this month, I think I signed someone on like, it was either November 1st or the last day of the month, and she bought like 3 products. It was great, awesome. And then they either extended or came out with BOGO Confianza, whatever. And I did like the typical routine. Hey, I'm going to send it through Connect. She was part of it. I didn't rule her out. I just sent it to everybody. And she responds back to my text and says, yes, place it. So I log in. It ended up being like 2 or 3 days after she placed that signed up as a customer for all those products. I placed BOGO Confianza. Then there was something else. I don't know what it was. There was another something. And I said, not trying to be annoying. I just have to do my job here. And she flippin' said yes. It was maybe the skincare or TFX BOGO, whatever it was. It was like all within like a week of each other. She had this initial order, BOGO in another deal. And I'm just like, that's just insane. And she's obsessed with our product. So don't rule it out and don't feel like I'm scared to message them because they already spent. If they did, they're just going to say, no, thank you. Almost everyone is like, oh my gosh, it sounds like an amazing deal. Thank you for continuing to update me on these, but I just have to pass on this one. I mean, you have like 3, you usually have like 2 to 3 people every month that are like, take me off your call list, please. And that's fine. Or they respond in all caps, no thanks, or text, like, you know how people think like text stop to stop receiving them. It's so freaking funny, but that's the worst they do. They're not mean. So like, I just know what I have my hands on, and I know that more people will say yes than not. So it's my job to let them know as their mentor, here are all the deals. A lot of people don't get emails from corporate, so it's our job. So I hope that helps you guys, but that's really all I do is I really take care of them, especially when the promotions come out.
I love that because it's so much easier to sign up or like to get an order from somebody who has already ordered from you versus a new customer, in my opinion. So that is where I start too. So I always start with like messaging my current customers, and the Connect app is super easy. Whenever you use the Connect app, by the way, because I don't want any of y'all getting blocked during Black Friday, that would be absolutely awful. Make sure you turn off your iMessage. If you have an iPhone, make sure you go in and where it says messages, you can just like click it and then it'll say iMessages and it'll be like green, like flipped over. Flip it the other way, it'll turn off your iMessages and then send them all out as text and then turn it back on. And then you'll receive all of your messages and stuff. If you have like an iPhone, not an iPhone, iPad or laptop, like you may want to go in there and make sure you didn't miss any messages while you had your iMessage off, but usually you'll get them all. But anyway, so that is a really good tip. And the other thing I was going to say is even if they do say no, that they don't want that deal, you're following up with them. So like they're keeping up with you. So like You're creating that relationship long term so that whenever they want extra money and they want to join this business, they're not going to be one of those customers that goes to some other person. They're like, well, hey, like I was a customer with so-and-so, but they never helped me. And so I really want to join with you because you're the one that's been keeping up with me. You're going to be able to sign all of these people as distributors whenever they're ready, or if they're not, but then they decide to be a customer, like you never know if they're going to buy hair, skin, and nails for 3 months, turn off their auto shipment, you message them every single time, and they never ever order. But then one random day, they decide that they're going to order the skincare every single month for the rest of their life, and that's 100 volume every single month. Like you just never know. And so the worst that they can do is say no, but they're for sure going to be a no if you don't even ask. And so if you do ask, you at least have the opportunity to help them order. And so that's tons of volume. So sending out messages, and we'll all collab too. And I know this is what Rachel's team will do. Like we'll just all collab on like some different messages that we're going to send. And I'm sure in the triples and above page that we're in, like we'll be able to grab some scripts from there and just like what we're saying to these people. But it's honestly not as important what we say as the fact that we say it to them, like that we just message them and say, I'm so excited about this. Like you need to get in on this, and share your excitement. Like, you know, be excited and be personal about it. And then make sure you're posting about it. Make sure you're talking about it on your social media. Do your Insta stories. You can never post too much about the Black Friday deals. It's a super limited time offer. Not everybody sees your posts every day. I think some of us are like, well, I'm only going to post like once a day. Like, well, it's only for however many days. So if you're only posting once a day, you're only going to be able to post a couple of times because you're like, it's not that long. It's not for forever. So you only have a limited time. If you want people to see your posts, you're going to have to post more frequently. Yeah. So what are some other things I was going to go over? Okay, so those are perfect for like Black Friday specifically. And I love the Mocha Dreams upsell. If you thought that was really cool and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start doing that, drop a 2. If you don't know like what the Mocha Dreams is, it's if you go into your website and you're placing the order, it pops up at the end of checkout and it just says like, hey, Mocha Dreams, like, do you want to add this to your order? And it's $49. Like that is such a good deal. I don't know how they're doing that, but it's such a good deal. And it's like a one-time thing, but then make sure that you go back and check in with those customers the next month and say, hey, I know you're loving your keto coffee and greens. Did you want to keep the same, you know, flavors this month, or did you want to try this salted caramel this month? And then see which one that they want to get. And then if they order it again, then it's actually higher volume because they're getting the full amount. And the price is a little bit higher and the volume's also higher too. So I thought that was really cool. I love the script and I have it so I can share it with y'all. Okay, so let's keep talking about volume boosting tips too. So those are really good for Black Friday. So for right now, until we get to Black Friday, some of the things that I am doing, and this has actually been working pretty well for me. So obviously you're going to follow new people every day on social media. You're going to be messaging, whether it's for host to post or whether it's for, you know, just being a product model, messaging for distributors. But something that I've been doing, because I always try to think like, who can I talk to that maybe I've missed, or like that's on my social media that hasn't said yes yet, but that's been following me and watching me for a while. So one thing that I do is I've been going into my following, people that I follow, and I change the, I sort them because I'm a creator. So I don't know if you can do that if you're private, but you can sort it and it says default, earliest, or latest. Well, I change it to earliest because it's the people that I first started following whenever I joined this business or whenever I created the account. And so I scroll down a little bit and I find like a little section. And I go and click on that profile. I go to our messages. If there's somebody that I message, like I found so many people, y'all, that I messaged in 2017. And granted, I've been doing this for longer, so some of you may not be able to have this, but especially if you've been doing this for a while or even earlier this year, and you message them one time and they never responded, unsend the message and then send them a new message. The cool thing is that you can't get blocked because it's already a thread that's been created, so you won't get blocked from messaging a message that you've already sent to somebody. Like you just unsend it and resend it. It doesn't count as a new message. So that's something that you can do, especially if you're blocked. Hello, you won't get blocked for doing that. You can definitely still message those people because you've already messaged them. The other thing I'm doing too while I do that, if there's somebody that we've talked over and over and over again, like I'm not gonna unsend all my messages and then like resend like a products model message, but I might just say like, hey, we've been talking about this for a long time. Like, are you interested or no? Like I can take a hint, but I just am curious. I wanted to reach out one last time. If they say no, I ask them to host a post. If they don't reply back to me, I just unfollow them because I just need to make sure that my following count goes down so that I can follow more people. And then I also unfollow people who just like literally I've messaged them like so many times. I unfollow them if they don't reply, but they're still following me. Like I'm not unfriending them on Facebook. They can still see my stuff. I'm just unfollowing them so that I don't have to like see their stuff and I can make sure that I'm keeping my following count down. So I know that sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, like nobody's following me back right now. And so I don't have anybody new to message. This is a creative way for you to go into the people that you were already talking to, and you can unsend and resend messages. Again, if you haven't been doing this for very long, that may not be a good tip for you yet, but think about that in the future whenever you have been in for a little bit and you're like, okay, I'm stuck. what can I do? And that's maybe something that you want to go in and do. Let's see. Another volume boosting tip too is like always pairing something with a product. So I really wanted to make sure, yeah, this is for Instagram, not for Facebook. So something that I want to talk about too is upselling. I know we talked about the Mocha Dreams, but because we already know some of the stuff that's coming out, and I don't want to give anything away, especially because this is recorded and going on YouTube. I don't want any of this to be given away, but let's just hypothetically talk about a couple of different products that we would pair with different things and how we would talk to them about upselling. And Rachel, I don't know if you have any of these. If you do, you can just talk about those. Some of the pairs that we can talk about, I know hair, skin, and nails. A lot of people, like I used to not ever pair that with anything. I would just be like, okay, cool, like hair, skin, and nails, 30 volume, yay. But like now it's 27 volume for the new hair, skin, and nails. And so if I want, I'm a red, so I'm thinking about cabs, I'm thinking about fast start, so I want them to get to 150 BV. Well, 27 volume is like a weird number to equal 150 BV, like adding that together. So if I can add on like the collagen, then that's going to equal, you know, more volume. So there was a script that I used, and every time that I use it, it actually works. Hang on just one second. Let me see if I can find it. Do you have any that you use for just like any of the products while I'm looking for this?
Yeah, I really want to see that. I really want to see that message. Please find it. Okay, so something that was, you guys, I don't know who does host posts on Facebook. This is, I don't know if this is, I never know who's a host to post team, and some people don't really like host posts on Facebook, but we used to for up until this year, we like, well, even sometimes throughout the year, we like loved forever. It was cleanse, 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 cleanse. Some people still are like ride or die for cleanse. So if you are, I remember I got this from Kim Chipak. Sorry, Kimmy, I don't remember how to say your last name. Please don't hate me. She, oh my gosh, and I need to find the wording because it's been so long since I've done a cleanse upsell. But when you said, do you have any upsell? I was like, oh my gosh, that one used to be gold. So what she would do is like, I mean, I tweaked it a little bit, but basically the concept I got from her was you get them to, they're ready to sign up for the cleanse, right? And then you get them to text you. And then right after they send you all their info, she had like the best wording. It was basically something like, you guys can really do this with anything, but it was something about to get the greens detox in with it. So that was a double or an upsell, right? And it was something like, oh, real quick, did you only want to lose a couple pounds one time? Something along the lines of, did you only want to lose weight once or something like that? And then she said, or did you want to lose weight a little every day throughout the whole month or something like that? Or did you want to continue losing weight after the cleanse? A lot of my clients are having me just throw in a tub of our greens. It's a daily detox and it amounts to a little over $1 a day. Did you want me to throw it in there? Like, it was so chill, and you guys could just like tweak it off of your head, but it was basically like, it almost was like, why the heck would they not want to keep losing weight kind of thing. I should try to find it. Oh my gosh. But that was a good one too. And it made me think of how like you can really do it with anything, like, or hey, you qualified for actually an upsell, or not an upsell, but like little things like that. But I had that one, and I could always do it for 60 GB because they were like, yeah, throw it in. Because you're one, talking about continuing to lose weight. Two, you're like a little over $1 a day. And they're like, yeah, it only makes sense to do that.
Yes, that's so good. You should look for that script too.
Message Kim.
That's so good. Okay, so I found my one about the collagen. And literally it's the exact same thing that I say about the greens with the Thermophyte X. And it's the same thing I say with the greens for the keto coffee. I literally just like change up the price and I change up the product. So this is somebody that's just ordering the hair, skin, and nails. So then I say, real quick, while I'm putting this info in, did you want to add a bag of the Fruit Punch collagen to your order to enhance your results with the HSN? It's only $40, and they're a daily packet that you can add to water, and then the little face, like the little emoji that looks like the yummy emoji. You'll get a $4 coupon when you add it. This is Perks Points, $10 or 10% back on your order. And then I say that you'll go into my customer drawing this month for a free blank. So sometimes it'll be like a free wrap, or maybe it'll be like a free gift basket. Sometimes I'll do like a $50 drawing. So it can be whatever you want, but make sure that you tell them that. And then that's something that I do. And the other thing that I do is same exact thing, but with the chocolate greens. And I just say really quick, while I'm putting this info in, did you want to add the chocolate greens to your order with the keto coffee? They're only $39 and they're a daily detox that makes coffee taste like a mocha. You'll get a $4 coupon when you add it, and then you'll go into my drawing for my customers this month. And I usually always get people, oh my gosh. I usually always get people to say yes to that, or they'll say, can I add it next month? And so like I always write them down and make sure that I message them and be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and add the greens to your order this month because that's what you said that you wanted. Is that still good to go? And usually whenever you say that in that way, they usually say yes. Oh my gosh. This is literally, no, I'm not even sick. This is from a workout I did today. It literally was such a like lung burner. I have a cough now from it. It's not, I'm not sick. Anyways, and then also with the collagen, something that I do too is I say it's only $40, whatever. And then they say like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Then I'll say like, okay, cool. Did you want the full month supply for 80 or did you just want the 15-day supply? And they're like, oh, well, I'll just take the full month. Like you just keep going as long as they're saying yes, don't stop. So I'll get sometimes them to add the 2 bags of collagen to the hair, skin, and nails.
Morgan, I found another one. Okay, so Kim doesn't know what I'm talking about, and so she said, she's like, I have these ones saved on my word board, and the first one is mine from when I forget. Listen, this year's been wild with all of us trying new things. This was a good one too, guys, and I'll send it to Morgan. This was one that someone on my team made up, and we were doing X host to host forever. Thermophyte X. It was awesome. And then so when they sent us the info, she had created this one, this message, and everybody could use it really, even if it's okay. But anyway, so it just said, okay, perfect. I'm about to create your order now, but before I do, with the 90-day challenge, Thermophyte X alone is $36, just like we spoke about. But I do recommend adding our cleanse to detox and our fat fighters to black carbs as well, which blah, 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 which is what I use for bomb results. The full weight loss system, and then she lists them all real quick, the X, cleanse, fat fighters, is $97. Do you want to upgrade to that this month for better results or just stick to the X alone? I forgot about this because it's been a minute since I've used that host to post. Let me send it to you. But when I was, you guys, that's like 90 something GB or like 100, and it's great. And so many people are like, yeah, fine, just this month. And then you just have to go in and change it or ask them or whatever. But I just thought that was such a good one too. And I totally forgot about it until she found it. She doesn't know, she does not have the wording, so I'll just have to recreate it. But that other one is good too. So there's so many different options, you guys. I think the biggest thing is just not assuming that that's all they want. They don't know. They don't know what they don't know, right? So.
Yeah, and so I think that thinking about that ahead of time and thinking like, what can you pair with what? Maybe it's like skincare that you want to pair like the facial or like the cleanser with a facial, or that you want to pair a facial with, I don't know, like the exfoliating peel and just different things like that. And this is something that we should already be doing. So I'm really excited about Black Friday and the fact that some of the deals that are going on, which y'all still don't know what they are because we haven't said them, but some of the things that they have are below the 25 BV. And so you're going to be forced to upsell them or they're not going to be a qualified customer. So I love this because it's going to get you in the habit of doing it. So I think that that's going to be something that's like just exciting. And if you say that you're like, somebody said that their biggest struggle is upselling, I would be willing to bet money that it's just because you don't ever do it. It's because you don't ever ask. Like, I don't think it's because you always hear no. I think it's because you just never ask. And it's because of that fear that people like won't have money or that they'll like back out. But like the worst case scenario, like you've already have their info. The worst case scenario is that you just get the one order versus two. Like, so it's not like they're gonna be like, oh, never mind, like, no, I don't want that and I don't want the other thing. Like, they're just gonna say like, no, I'll just stick to what I have. Like, okay, cool, sounds good. Like, you get the order either way. So I wouldn't be afraid of that. And the other thing too, like a lot of people start with like a whole weight loss pack, and if they say they want to lose weight, I don't just say like, okay, yeah, you definitely need our carb control. I'm like, girl, you need the weight loss pack. And then I add on fat fighters or carb control based on their goals and like all the things I talk to them about. So, okay, so let's move on to the mindset portion of this. So like going into the end of the year, it's super important to have a really good mindset, because I think that people get lazy or they get distracted with the holidays going on. They get lazy with having their kids at home from Christmas break, and just all the things that are going on and the distractions that they could be facing, and, you know, family time and all that stuff. And I know that Cami always says, you know, how we end this year is how we're going to start next year. And if you really want to have a good start to the beginning of next year and you want to have that momentum, you need to close this year out strong. And it's so true. So what are some tips you have for them or for your team to end this year strong with a good mindset?
Yes, like I really, really love this question, you guys, because it's been, I'm never going to act like I'm a professional, because yeah, I've been like around the block and I've gone through this season a few times, but like it's always flipping different. It's always different. So I'm not going to try to act like that, but like I have learned some things. And so you guys, there's been so many times, a lot of you guys might be, gosh, my hair is getting really freaking ratchet up in here. I'm like touching it and then I look like I have like a middle part and it's just not going well. Sorry, I normally don't touch my hair this much. Anyways, you guys, most of you guys, I mean, I don't know who is familiar of my, like, I put it on YouTube, and at one point everybody was talking about my comeback story when I went from high to low and all of these things. And the reason why this part of the year means so much to me and why I take it so serious with my team is because I truly know what it's like to end a year and completely release it and like legitimately turn the page. I mean, not even turn the page, you're closing a book and you're starting a new one. There is so much beauty in that, whether you've had a shizzy year or a really great one. It doesn't matter. So like for me, I've had really bad years where I've ended it and it's been horrible, and I'm like, praise God, it's a new year, because I don't ever want to like visit this year again. And it's been I've had it happen within It-Works. This year, best year yet. We've made the most money. I've had growth. I've learned a lot about myself. I've done more than I ever have. I feel really good, but yet I'm still so hyped about 2020 because it's a new year and there's so much goodness that comes. And so what I've been telling my team is like, this time of year, yes, you need to be working your business and you need to be enrolling people, all of that no-brainer stuff. You need to be doing that. But there is also something so powerful in making sure you're taking care of yourself above all else. And so I just talked about it again on the Diamond Zoom. I was like, you don't have to wait until December 31st to start prepping for 2020. Like, what if we planned out the rest of the year and what we're going to do with our team, and we already planned January? Like, what if we already bought our new crispy little, like we all do it, our crispy brand spanking new notebooks, and we already planned out each day of January, each book, and like set up, like, I mean, I have so many unread books that I need to read. Like, what if I already said, I'm going to read these 2 books, and I'm going to do chapter 1 on the first 2? Like, what if we already did that and got a head start? And so there's something so powerful about taking like those steps now and getting prepared. And so many of us right now, and be honest in the chat if this is you that I'm talking to, so many, I found this on my team right now. I have so many people caught up in what they don't have right now. And they're like, I'm so excited for 2020, but I just don't feel like I have anyone going in with me right now. I feel like my team sucks. I feel like business sucks. Even though I'm on a high, it's not the same for everyone. So, you know, if you feel that right now where you're like, I'm ready for 2020, but what do I do? Because I'm so like not happy with where I'm at right now. Yes. Okay. Everyone's feeling it right now. Here's what I'll say. And this gets me so hyped. And I hope it changes your mindset from like, ew, I don't have this and I'm so unhappy with this. This is what we've been doing and practicing. I have like, all last week I felt God so clearly tell me. I got back from Rise and I was so emotionally like overwhelmed that I almost felt like I was depressed. It's weird. So like when I do something that's not with It-Works, like Honduras too, something so great and powerful, you pull away from the business, you get back and I'm like, I'm shook. Like I'm so like overwhelmed that it almost puts me like into like a weird depression for a second. I don't know how to like get back into reality. I can't, it's hard. And so I almost get like in a dark place, like trying to process it all. Anyway, so that's what happened after Rise. I'm so hyper and excited that I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I like feel like I need to dive into my business. And then I feel like on Monday when I got back, I felt God so like clearly like paralyzing me. And like, I felt like I didn't have anything in me to send a host post message or do anything for my business. And I felt it so clearly that that's not where my focus was supposed to be. And all of last week, for some freaking weird reason, God wanted me to focus on my team. And I did all these little clusters of like 2 to 3 people. And he just led them to me. He was like, this leg with those people, this, and it was like, coaching call after coaching call. And I'm all about a coaching call, but I'm not about freaking 7 a day. It's draining. But God was telling me to do it. And so I'm on these things and it's like, I just felt so clear and so ready to tackle this week because I took the time to do that. And so what I was preaching to them and my team is, if you are right on here, just the person that just commented, all of you guys that said you're not happy where you are, this season right now that we're in, do all the stuff, do the enrollments, do all that. But you guys know that this is the time where we get a fresh chart out, a fresh chart of, maybe you're a lifetime diamond, but you're maintaining ruby. Get out an emerald. Take every single person off. You guys, we're ending the year. I do this now as an ambassador. I'm never going to tell someone to leave my business. I'm never going to be happy that people leave, but I do trust God's timing. And I do trust at the end of the year that he's going to remove all toxic people, not even maybe necessarily that they're toxic, but remove the people, not even remove, make it clear to me who doesn't want it at the same level as me, because it's draining, you guys. Some of you are so focused on the people that you want to stick around and the people that fill those last couple boxes, and in your heart it doesn't feel right because you're like, well, they're not messaging me, I'm pulling teeth. You guys, I have people on my team, and let's be real, we all have at least one person on our team where you go to send them a message or you see their name on your screen and you're like, oh my gosh, your stomach's in knots, right? Because it doesn't feel good, but yet you're still desperate for their attention or for their want or whatever it is. Right now, right here, if you haven't been given permission or you needed to hear it from someone else, you have permission to get so hyper and pumped up and ready to take on 2020 that you don't want anyone on your team that doesn't want it just as bad as you do. So no matter where you're at in your income or your life or your business or your self-development mindset, whatever it is, make the decision tomorrow. That's one of the biggest things I grasped from Rachel Hollis's thing is, we don't know how long we have here, and we were only given one freaking shot. And someone kept talking over and over again, what if today was if today was my last day? Yeah, I had an amazing year, but I'm like, that makes me want to freaking burst into tears because I'm not ready. I have so much more I want to do. We don't know how much time we have. So imagine if you knew that in your head, and every day you woke up and you're like, this might be my last day. I don't know. You wake up happy. You wake up like, I'm in control of it. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be upset about all of these things. So imagine if you did that tomorrow and you're hyped and you're excited and you send a message to everyone on your team, or maybe it's a video, or maybe it's you're calling them or you're getting them on a private Zoom and saying, I need to talk to you right now. And you're like, here's the deal, guys. I know what's coming and I'm ready. And you guys haven't seen anything yet. Some of you guys might need to apologize. I've been there at the end of the year and been like, I failed you. I gave up on you. I'm sorry that I was selfish. I'm sorry I was on a pedestal. I'm sorry that you can't trust me. Whatever it has to be, some of us need to drop our guards, and then we're like, but I'm ready. So maybe you have to put that all on the table and then be like, but you're going to see a different me. And I need to know who's really ready to lock arms with me, because I don't have time for those that aren't ready to match my effort. And there's going to be something so beautifully clear in knowing who you're going to pour your heart into. So now for the people that are like, well, wait, I'm only going to have one person then. Or some of you guys might be like, well, then I'm not going to have any, so I don't want to do it. There's something, I say this on my children's life. It doesn't matter what position you're in right now. There's 3 positions you guys might be in right now, and there's beauty in all of it. So let's talk to real quick the people that are in the position of right now. You might be watching this, you might be crying because you're like, I don't have a single, you're a lifetime whatever, but you don't have a single person that messages you every day that wants it. Your team is dead, okay? Maybe you've been pulling all their weight. There's beauty in that because you don't have anyone. Technically, you don't have to reach out to anyone underneath you. You don't have to have that gut-wrenching feeling of they don't want this and I'm going to get ticked off because they're not going to respond. You have every right to be selfish, and that's great. In this situation, that's great. You get to better yourself, your health, your mindset. You don't have to answer to anyone. I don't know what that feels like right now because I do have at least one person on my team, but how I think of it, and you should too, I think about it how my boys are away for 8 hours of the day, and I get to do whatever the heck I want for my business, or I get to watch TV. I don't have anyone needing my attention. I get to do me. That is the same thing for you. So instead of thinking about who you don't have, think about, well, at least I have myself. And at least I get to better myself and pour into myself and make myself a freaking bad ASS leader to open the doors for that next person that comes into my business. Okay, so that's one person. Now I've established the people that don't have anyone on their team. There's beauty in that. And then the people that maybe have 1 or 2. You might have the mindset of I only, oh my gosh, I freaking hate this. If this is you, I'm yelling at you. I can't with the people that are I only have 2 people though. Only. Taking that out of your vocabulary. Okay, so if you are one of those people that's on here and you're I only have small amount of people working, there's beauty in that, because you guys, I think about it all the time. I think about, like, sometimes I daydream about it. I would never trade my big team for anything. I know Morgan would say the same, but like, I'm sure she could agree with me in the sense of, like, I think about those first 2 months of my business where I knew everyone's name and I only had four, and we were best friends and I didn't leave anyone out because there was only a couple. You guys, there's power in that too. So if you only have two, you only have three, be best friends with them, know everything about their business, know everything about their life, be at their level, give them your all. You only have that many, so that's great too. And then for the people that have the masses, I don't think nothing needs to be said about that, because you guys have a big team, so you know the beauty in that. Still, you can be better for them, you can be loud for them, you can do whatever you want. So when it comes to starting a new year, release all the old. Every single year I do this. I mean, I know I don't have, like, technically a chart for myself. I mean, I have a 2.0 chart, and that's so fresh that I'm really not weeding people out necessarily. I'm helping my team. And so that's what I was called to do last week, is I was getting all these little clusters on Zoom. And like, when I would see their face, I wouldn't prepare for it. I would see their face and I would just feel like I knew who they were. And I'm like, okay, so here's what you guys need to hear. You guys need to be, I'm encouraging you to be louder, or hey guys, you guys have a lot of negative energy, I'm encouraging you to do this. And I just gave them my all based on who they were, and that's what I felt called to do. So that's what I encourage you to do, is to know that we're about to end a year, and no matter where you're at in your business, whether it's a high or a low, there's power in ending a year, but you can so easily miss out on it. So as cliche as it sounds, and it's so tacky, we say it every month, but I stand by it. How you end this year is how you start. So that's what we're doing, is we're just being proactive. We're getting hyped. We're getting everybody's mindsets right, because mine's right, but I have to remember that, like, I have a team. So I have to remember to get at their level and telling them, I know what it's like to be at that point. I know, and just releasing it. And so since people have done that since last week, oh my gosh, I was just crying on my Diamond Zoom, because like 2 of the girls, they were like, you don't even know, Rachel, like, we only have, like, they're diamonds, and they're like, we only have 4 people in our chat, and it feels so good because you're all in, and it's just so great. So it's just channeling your mindset. That's what's going to get you guys ready for that next year, and just establishing those goals and plastering them all around your house as if it's December 31st. Like, just get ahead of the game, and you'll be doing everything right.
That was so good. Oh my gosh. And I know that there's so many people on this Zoom who needed to hear that. So if that was for you and you're like, oh my gosh, like that spoke to my soul, drop a 1 below, because I know that, I've definitely been in every single one of those positions. And I know a lot of leaders on this team have been in a lot of those positions, and maybe they were somebody who was a person with like a big, huge team, and now they're the person with nobody, and now they're the person with 2 people left. And so, there's so many seasons in this business, guys, and none is easier than the other. And so often we like envy one, and we're like, oh, if I can just get here, everything will be so much easier. But with every level comes a new devil. And now that Rachel and I are where we always wanted to be, we're like, crap, it's not everything is cracked up to be. We still have struggles and we still have issues, but it's just different issues. And so I'm so excited going into 2020. I really encourage y'all, if you haven't yet, find a word for 2020. Pray about it. Ask the Lord to give you a word for 2020. I already have my word, and I don't want to say it because I don't want it to influence any of you, but I already have my word for 2020. I'm super excited about it, and I don't even know what it really means, but I'm pumped to find out what it means. But I'm super excited, and I know that it's going to be an awesome year, and I'm ready to end this year strong, and continue to grow my mindset so that I can be who I was created to be in 2020. So thank you, Rachel, so much for hopping on here for us. And this was amazing. I know that I learned a lot of stuff. I'm super hyped about Black Friday. Can't wait for all the deals to come out. I'm excited to get proactive about all this stuff. So I know y'all don't know the deals yet. I know you don't know what's going on, but I would encourage you to break your potentials up into keto coffee potentials, hair, skin, nails potentials, prep potentials, hair, skincare potentials, just any, like, for every product, because you don't know what they're coming out with. And maybe it's a triple threat person, but maybe they're going to want XYZ that we have coming out. You never know. So make sure that you're breaking these things up. Get proactive. We'll start releasing things for you. For me, it's going to be in my team page, different chats and scripts and threads and things like that. So do whatever you can on your end to prepare for that, but it's going to be announced super soon. So I'm really excited about it. But thank you again for getting on the Zoom and giving us all your tips. I'm so excited. So everybody have a great rest of your night. Have an awesome week. And I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.